welcome. Good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday night. We are live at Parx Casino, Street Road in Ben Salem, the Mecca of entertainment. That's right. We're right here at the sports book on a Wednesday night. Sixers play later. We got a little action as we have a lot of fun with this stuff. So we got a big weekend of football. The Brain will join us momentarily, of course. Don't forget, if you can't make it here to this incredible mecca of entertainment, it is Parx Casino. We'll talk a lot about Parx Casino, as you well know, as they present this program, Cuz's Corner. If you can't get here, you can download the BetParx Sportsbook online casino app. It's all the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. You can get it right on your phone. New customers, in fact, because you have a lot of fun time, downtime. If you're down on the casino within the first 24 hours, you get $1,000 casino bonus back. BetParx.com has all the details. Just remember, all the stuff we talk about, the props, the games, you name it, you get it right there on the BetParx Sportsbook online casino app. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland, Michigan. If you got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, now joining us, as we always do this on a Wednesday evening to look ahead for the week, the one, the only, Brain. That's right, our man Brad Feinberg. Good evening, Brain.
Great to see you, Anthony. How are you today?
Good to see you, my brother. Right. By the way, the Brain, isn't that a great nickname?
Love that nickname.
Right, Andrew?
It fits him. It fits him perfectly as well.
Right. Now, I dubbed him that name.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was my creation. I'm good at that.
You are. I'm bad at that. You are good at that.
Yeah, that's one of the few things. Well, not that you're bad. You know, whatever. But the Brain fits him. Just use the Brain.
The Brain.
Right? Yes. It's either that or Ace Rothstein from the movie Casino. Because he's like the De Niro character.
Very true.
He wears a robe.
He doesn't have those glasses on today,
No,
though.
But he wears a robe.
No.
He could wear a robe. You know what I mean? Walk around. Got his cigarette holder.
Like Little Brain in the robe.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, buddy. Real quick, just in case people are joining us early, you get a little action tonight. If you like the side, is there anything you like at all in the action?
Yeah, not really. You're talking about the Ohio-Kent game?
There's, Northern Illinois, Western Michigan, and Ohio and Kent.
Well, it's funny. Well, Kent has been, absolutely, god-awful.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the line is
19 and a half here at the Parx Casino window.
Yeah. I lean Northern Illinois. Anthony, I think the line's right around a pick, or let me see what they are right. Maybe they're slight favorite. Two. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up my screen. Lean Northern Illinois, but again, these are all right around with the numbers I made them at.
Gotcha.
So they're not games I'm personally betting. All
right, you got it. We're in the middle of all these days of football. You get the action games. Any hoops? I know you early on you gave some props. Now, just a disclaimer that when we do the show, obviously Brad does this for a living, right? So he is on these. He's on early with everything, so he gets the benefit of numbers and shopping around. And the earlier you
100%.
get it, the better. All right, so. I want to be cognizant of that because early on this morning, you gave us a couple that you liked.
Yeah, and I will say this. I think Indiana is a little bit light against the Orlando Magic. Let me ask you a question. Andy, look at the Orlando Magic roster right now. Okay? Right now, look at their team without Paolo Banchero. I mean, you have Franz Wagner, who's really good, for sure. But if you look at their team, I mean, they're barren. I mean, they don't have much. And the line is 4.5 right now on Parx. I mean, I think that line's too light. I really, really do. Anthony.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, Banchero brings it all together. I like that team, but they're all role players. Suggs, all those guys. They're all role players. Yeah.
Let me bring this up, Anthony. I want to bring it up right now. Their last game they played. Just give me 1 second. This is who they played. Their last game. This is who they started. Again, this is their team right now. Okay, this is the team that played Franz Wagner, who's good. Jalen Suggs, it's okay.
I like him.
ACP is a guy, he's averaging 6 points a game. He's a role player on a good team. Okay.
Yes.
Tristan Silva. Tristan Silva's whatever.
Right.
Goga Datse, whatever.
Yeah.
Anthony Black, Jet Howard, Caleb Houston, Cole.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I think
nobody's.
it's sneaky like a bad team.
Yeah.
I think that line is really short. And I like the Pacers.
I like it.
do. I don't understand why that line is as low as it is. It's actually a game I like a decent amount.
I'm with you. Indiana, like the Pacers. I like the Pacers. I said earlier today that I'm about Maxey tonight. And Maxey's total, which was 27 this morning. I don't know what it is now. But I
think
like,
it's the same, Anthony.
I like Maxey tonight. And again, only because with Paul George, he's getting better looks.
Sure.
Right?
Makes total sense.
You know, and again, they still need him to volume score. And then I look and then I see, as I'm looking at the Clippers. And again, I like the matchup because I don't think they have anybody that can cover him. You know?
You can get 26.5, Anthony, right now on the Parx site, which again, lowest number of the world. If you like Maxey's over, lowest number of the world right now is on Parx. And again, Maxey's great. And again, you're right, with George, another guy that can actually help him take some of that pressure off. You know, why not?
Think about it, right? So they got Harden will have to guard Maxey. I mean, I don't know how you're going to. Yeah, because Derrick Jones will have to guard George. You got Terrence Mann and Norman Powell, and they're going to have to guard Oubre and Martin. So I think I think Hassa has to guard Maxey, and Maxey will cook him.
I see it the exact same way.
Yeah.
I see it the exact same way. Listen, again, he should have a really good game. I'll tell you a prop, though, Anthony. I actually also bet in this game, Philadelphia related. I took Paul George over 4.5 rebounds. Anthony, Paul George,
yes.
You know, he averages 5.5 rebounds.
Yeah.
Why are you making it 4.5? Like, I wonder these things in life. Like, he averages 5.5. Why are you making it 4.5?
I know you. I wonder about these things in life. Yeah.
I wonder about these things in life, my friend.
Paul George over 4.5 rebounds. I agree. And we like the Sixers in the game, too, by the way.
I think Sixers should win this one, Anthony.
Yeah.
Again, I think I have the better team here. Again, this Clippers team, again, to me, without Kawhi Leonard is really a limited team as well, too. I think the Sixers get off the schneid. I think this is one they can actually get.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Let's dive into our specialty. This is what we do. We dive into football, and as always, we go NFL through every game on the card, and we hit the big college stuff on Saturday. So let's begin with tomorrow night, Bengals and Ravens. The Ravens are a 6-point favorite. The total balloons up to 53.5. But again, these are teams that are going to score. But Baltimore's defense is not great. And Baltimore's offense is incredible. So they should have their way. I don't know how you stop it. I mean, between Henry and Lamar with the run game, and then you got just all kinds of passing opportunities with 2 tight ends. Zay Flowers, we absolutely love. You get Deontay Johnson. Well, I'm a huge fan of Deontay Johnson. I just think this Ravens offense is one of the great offenses that we'll see.
Yeah, Anthony, this team is loaded. I mean, this team is absolutely loaded. One quick prop I did bet in this. I did bet Lamar Jackson under 50.5. It's still 49.5. Pulling with the yard. I still definitely like it.
What did you bet? I'm sorry?
I bet Lamar Jackson. What's that?
I missed it. You bet Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, I bet Lamar Jackson under 50.5 yards. It's now 49.5.
Oh,
I
got
like
you.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar has been a little bit banged up, and if you look at Lamar, what he's done in
Yes.
terms of running the ball, he's not. Now give the guy credit. Again, he's on pace to maybe win his 3rd straight MVP, but he had 3 carries, 44 for 4 yards last week. 3 carries for 4 yards.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great play because look, they're not going to need him to scramble. Plus, the Bengals don't have a great pass rush where he's going to be out of the pocket and all. Like, I think that's a great play. You have enough with Henry and you have enough through the air. So I think that's a great play.
His last 6 games, Anthony, the most yards he's had, the most. This is Lamar Jackson, is 55. Think about that.
Yeah.
So, again, he's not running at the level that he was running at before. But the game itself, Anthony, listen, as we talk about, the only way I can look, Anthony, is exactly what you said. I'm not standing in front of this train that is the Baltimore Ravens offense. Well, defensively, now that's a team, Anthony, I thought. Again, I don't know how it works salary cap-wise, but that's a team to me, last in pass defense. If they had gotten Lattimore, that to me, I would, listen, I'd be like, this is our chance. We have another chance to win the Super Bowl. We keep falling just short. Our defense has been just bad. Let's get a really shutdown corner, which we could use.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a team I thought could have used them more than anyone else, factoring in how good your team is.
Yeah.
But again, credit to Washington doing it. But I lean here, Anthony. Definite easy lean for the Ravens for me. And again, I like Lamar's under and rushing.
Yeah, I mean the line feels low to me. I'm not sure. I guess it's.
Well, they did outplay them, Anthony. Again, the first time they played, obviously every game's its own masterpiece, so to speak. They did outplay them, and I will say this. What's his name? Mike Gesicki. Now, again, probably going to see what's his name out. T. Higgins again. I think they have Gesicki at 53.5 yards. I think that's maybe a little bit too aggressive. Now, he did have 100 last week, but I think that's maybe a tick too high, but we'll see. And
I wouldn't get in front of that train because if there's no Higgins, and Baltimore's not great against the tight end.
No, they're not great pass rush. And I did bet Jamar Chase over 78.5 yards also.
Yeah, I would go Chase over without a doubt. It feels like a Chase game to me, where Burrow's going to be throwing the ball, and and once again you got Brown, right? Because he's going to get all the carries like last week without Zach Moss.
For sure. Yeah, exactly. But they did just trade Anthony for what's his name, Khalil Herbert from the Bears.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't think that much of a run. I think
it's short week.
All you can Chase.
Yeah, short week. I mean, I think it's going to be a Chase Brown night.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. Let's go to Sunday, the Germany game. Let's wake up, wakey. Andrew, wakey in Germany. Hello, brother. Giants and Panthers, slop v slop in Munich.
Yeah.
You need a lot of beers at 9:30 for that game.
Yeah, I have to have a lot of beers to watch that game. It's funny. I shouldn't say. I just went to the Titans game, Anthony, against.
God bless you.
Against the Patriots last week. It was actually a good game. So maybe you do get a good game like this and this one. But I'm going to say this, Anthony. Only way why? Again, I haven't bet the game, but why 2-2-7 teams here? I just don't think. Why are the Giants favored by almost a touchdown? I think they're better. I know they're better.
Yeah.
But are they a touchdown better? I mean, Daniel Jones stinks too. I
know, but Bryce Young is wretched, and you take away all his off. Like, who's he throwing to? I mean, not that Mingo was anything special, but you trade Mingo and Deontay Johnson. I mean, he stinks, and he's got no weapons.
Lean here, Panthers for me, Anthony, but not again. I'm not going to be wagering.
Yeah, don't do that. Falcons and Saints. Atlanta 4 over the Saints, and the Saints, I mean, they're in quit mode.
Anthony, it's interesting. One of my favorite things to do in the past was always been to take a team when they fire their coach. It's like that instant.
They call it the dead cat bounce.
Yeah, that dead cat bounce, right? You get that jolt when you get in the new coach. And I was actually leaning towards putting it because I think Atlanta's overrated to begin with. But again, to me, this was a signal, Anthony, what you just said. They just quit. They traded away arguably their best player, probably their best player. I guess you'd have to say it's their best player, maybe Kamara, but probably their best player. And that is a signal. Yeah, we've thrown in the white towel here, and we're surrendering. But again, you are getting a new coach, so look, it's still going to lean Saints. But I'm not betting it anymore because I don't like what they've done here, I just don't.
Yeah,
trust this.
It's hard backing a team like that. You never want to bet. I'm with you on the coach thing, but
I don't like betting, Anthony, on bad teams, bad quarterbacks. Bad. It's just something I try to avoid.
Yeah, it's smart. That's smart. That's why you do it for a living. Let's go to Buffalo and Indianapolis. So the Bills, a 4-point favorite on the road. Colts, of course, coming off the Sunday Nighter where they were outclassed, man. They couldn't do much against that defense. The Minnesota defense, Flores, I love, really stuffed the Colts. Bills, and now there's another thing. I don't know how you read this game. My guess is it's a Colts line, but I would have no interest in kind of going up against the Bills.
Yeah, not a game I'm betting in, Anthony, but again, we're talking about every single game here. What sides I think are the more valued sides. My side here would be Indianapolis. You can get 4 at home. And listen, in my opinion, Anthony, you're right. Everything you said was, again, as usual, spot on. But, yeah, they were going against Flores and Minnesota last week. The Bills' defense isn't as good as the Vikings' defense, okay?
No.
It just isn't.
Right.
And I think at home, Flacco here, I think he'll have a lot more success. I actually did bet over 46. I think it's gone up to 48 cents. That's how let me see what that line is right now. Total. So I bet over 46. It's 48 now. It's gone up 2 points. So I thought the total should have been 48, 49-ish, and it's been bet up since.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think both teams will have some success offensively. I really do. I don't think we're going to see an Indianapolis offense that got completely stoned last week, Anthony. I don't think that's going to happen this week. I think they will score.
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Them getting the 4.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go to Kansas City. We just saw them. They're 8-point favorite against Denver. They just don't lose.
It's amazing, Anthony.
They don't lose, baby.
It's it's like they. You remember, Anthony? Did you see the fight? Remember, Floyd Mayweather fought one of the Logan Paul, Jake Paul, one of the Paul brothers. Did you watch that fight like 10 years ago?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the internet guy.
And they put this $1 million on pay-per-view, and it was interesting. Mayweather just carried him and just made Paul look okay, and they just at the way, but he kept it close, but he was never going to win. That's what the Chiefs do.
Yes,
they keep it close.
Yeah.
And they just keep you around, but you're just not going to beat them.
Yeah.
They find a way. Look, love the Chiefs here in teasers. I mean,
yes.
you could tease them down to 8 playing 2. That's how I would attack this game, because to me, you have a team that is going to win the game, right?
Right.
I'm not interested in 8 points, but right now you could take them down to laying 2, and there's plenty of games you can tease it with.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the move.
That's how my favorite way to bet this would be. Just in terms of the side, look, I thought the line would come in 8.5. That's what it came in at.
Yeah.
But I like Kansas City and teasers.
Yeah, I'm with you, because you can't trust them. I don't think the Broncos' offense is any good. I mean, Bo Nix is playing well, but okay. They don't have a lot of weapons. They're well coached. You're coming off of a primetime Monday night game. Overtime. It's got letdown written all over it. Again, I think you're right. If I had to play a side, it would be Denver, and the Chiefs would win 24-20, low scoring. Denver's got a good defense. If anything, I look to the under in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying, because I think it's going to be hard. Look, Kansas City's defense has just been terrific, and you got to give again. Spags is done. He's the best. I always I said, Kansas City's that one rare team, Anthony, that one dynasty that I don't dislike.
This is an interesting game. Minnesota's 4.5 against Jacksonville.
Yeah, there's been some rumblings that Lawrence is questionable, Anthony, and to me, that is a tough one for me, because if I would have leaned here, it's actually 4.5 right now on the Parx site, Anthony. I would have leaned, slightest of leans Jacksonville, because I have a lot of respect for Minnesota, Anthony. I think they may even be the second best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
But if Lawrence is healthy, slightest of slight leans for Minnesota, but this will not be a game. I'm sorry, slight leans for Jacksonville, but not a game I'm betting, because I just don't trust Lawrence necessarily to score enough against this really good Minnesota defense. I got to
tell you, I'm very bullish. I like Minnesota a lot. I think the Jags are dead.
Yeah,
I don't think they're any good. I think they got lucky that they were in the game, right? By we talked about Sirianni and all that stuff.
Why were they in that game? Why
Yeah,
were they
we
in that
talked.
game?
Yes, because of the decisions and everything else, and it was fluky. Like the whole thing, like you got a lucky touchdown, you
Totally.
know. So I think you're getting real value with the Vikings here because I think
Yeah.
they're inflated, and it's at home, that home field. I think they're a dead team, and I hate the way Lawrence is playing. Coach is going to get
Look, Andy,
fired.
I've been betting the last 5 weeks in a row. I think I've bet the Jaguars season win total under. So I root
Yeah,
against
great.
the Jaguars every single week.
Yeah.
They're like the biggest position right now in the NFL, and I root against them. Them and the Raiders are another one.
Yeah.
But I'm really rooting against. So I think Minnesota should win the game. I think again, not a game I'm betting.
Patriots at Bears. The Bears are a 6-point favorite.
Yeah, I actually did bet this one, Anthony. I got it at 7. It's down to 6.5 ish. I still like the Patriots. Again, I'm not so much sure, Anthony, how much better the Bears are than the. I know they're better, but I like May. I think May is really talented.
Yeah.
I think May has some Brett Favre in him. You may laugh at that. I think
No,
the guy's good.
I agree. I think you're right
I
about
think he
that.
has a swashbuckler to him that kind of that we've seen from certain quarterbacks in the past, which I like. Caleb Williams, to me, two things. Something about the guy, and again, I don't pretend to know him because I've never met the guy and I don't know him, but something about the guy just rubs me the wrong way. I can't show my work; it's just a feeling. And then the other thing is their offensive line, Anthony. In fairness to him, dude, the second that ball is snapped, he's like under siege right away. I don't like the way the Bears have necessarily built their team. I think they went wide receiver route over offensive line route first, as opposed to protecting the quarterback, which I think would have been the better way to go. I did bet the Patriots here. I like them even getting 6. I think this will be a close game, Anthony.
Yeah,
I don't like the Bears.
I agree with you. I everything you just said, I agree with. Lock, step, agree. I'm not a Bears fan. The next game is a fun one, man. This is a really good game. Steelers at Washington. Washington 2.5.
I bet this game, Anthony. I like this game.
I'm trying to figure out what side you like because it's your favorite game of the week. My guess
I
is
didn't bet a ton of games this week, but I didn't love this week's slate. I told you I did bet the Patriots. I'll tell you some other. I did bet the over in that Bills game. This one I bet too. It's one of my favorite.
It's one of your favorite ones. This is interesting because I was looking at this game and trying to suss it out. Matchup-wise, I think the Steelers can run the ball on Washington's defense. So I do like that. I'm curious. I don't know which side you're on because I'm kind of torn with this game.
Yeah, I'm going with the hometown team here, Anthony. I think Washington's better than Pittsburgh. I think they are better. I think they're the better team. I trust the quarterback a trillion times more. I trust their ability to score significantly more. Now, again, we talk about great coaches, and Andy Reid usually number one, and then I would argue like Sean Payton, Mike Tomlin, 2 or 3. I have so much respect for Mike Tomlin. Like that guy to me is a no doubt about it Hall of Fame coach. The way he's worked that organization the last 15, 20 years, whatever it's been, it's amazing. They go from Chuck Noll to him. And they haven't missed a beat. Wait, did they go from Chuck Noll to him or am I missing? Oh no, Cal. They went from
Bill
think about this.
Coward Chin.
Yeah, they're like the Packers going from
Holmgren
Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. But anyway, I trust that team a lot more, Anthony, offensively to actually get something done. I still don't trust this Steelers team. I know they have a great coach. But I think the Giants should have beaten them last week when they played. When they played on that Monday night 2 weeks ago.
They should have, yeah.
I don't love Russ Wilson. I think I have a better team here at home. And
I liked the moves they made. I thought the moves they made were pretty good.
Tremendous.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm with you. I'm not a Russ guy either, and I would go Washington in this. The one matchup that I like in the Steelers' favored is that they'll be able to run the ball.
Yeah, and listen, but here's the thing, Anthony. Running the ball is death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? I mean, it's good, and don't get me wrong, but I always rather be able to, I don't want a team to be able to just gash me with 16, 14, 12-yard passes. A really good run is 5-6 yards. I do think that Washington's, while they're not, again, Washington's not a good defense. Not a good defense. But I will say this. they've actually gotten Anthony a lot better the last X amount of games. And now they're next to last against the run, so you make a brilliant point. Their only team that's worse against the run is the Giants. So you're right. I have no doubt. But I don't think Najee Harris is an explosive player, Anthony. So to me, if he was going against Saquon Barkley, there could be like some 30, 40-yard runs. Derrick Henry, some 30, 40-yard runs. Going against Najee Harris,
I don't know. I'm a little leery. I like the Steelers more than you do. I mean, the other thing, too, is I love Jay Daniels. You're also going against a good defense, man,
Very good
against
defense.
a rookie quarterback. And, I think this game is a pick 'em, is a coin flip. If I had to play it, I would go Washington. I think your rationale works, is right, but I'm not in a hurry. Only because I look at that. Now, again, listen, Washington could be legit and just trout and buried them. I just look that defense. They just worry me. Like that game kind of scares me a bit.
Yeah, I just thought this line should have been a stone cold 3. And
Gotcha.
I'm getting a half point.
Well, I'll be rooting for you for sure, as always.
But I hear you.
All right, we are joined by my man. Come on, Maniac.
Get in here.
Maniac.
What's going on, cuz? How you feeling?
Here at we got the Parx royalty over here. All right.
Parx royalty, and I'm here to talk about loyalty. We got a loyalty program now.
Really?
A Parx Casino loyalty program, and we got the X Club, online X Club now on the Bet Parx app.
So the app is fabulous, but there's nothing like this place. Like we were talking about it, Andrew and I. How about it, Brain? The place has everything, and now they have these new slots. And I love the shows. Like I'm a Peaky Blinders fan.
How about Breaking Bad? You like Breaking Bad?
Of course.
That's one of your
Walter
all-time
White.
favorites.
Yes.
Tomorrow on the Bet Parx app, you could spin your heart out playing Breaking Bad slot. A new one.
Like Walter White?
Yes. I can't show it to you now because it's not on there.
Right.
Tomorrow.
So, Brain, he showed me the Peaky was one. Those two shows are right there among my favorite. Top 5 shows. I'm a huge Peaky Blinders fan. So, it was amazing. He's showing me the game. The Charlie Shelby. And it's outrageous.
And
it's
you
so
were
cool.
reacting like I react when I'm playing it. Walter, you get it, Walter. Is he not something else?
Oh, he's the best. My God.
Who's the best character on that show besides Tommy Shelby, maybe?
It's without a doubt, it's Arthur.
It's got to be
Arthur's the greatest. He reminds me of Arthur Shelby.
Yeah, he's got a little bit
he's
of
got that look. He's got
he'd
the
stab
squishy
you
look.
on the side. He'd shank you on the side.
He's
So
got
watch out.
He's got the Irish in him. He's got the Irish of Tommy Shelby. He had the haircut. Did you watch the show, Brain?
I loved it. It's one of my all-time favorite shows.
It's such a great show,
But it's
man.
not better than Breaking Bad. Let's be honest.
I'll be honest with you.
Better?
I like Peaky.
You're a big Peak guy.
So my all-time favorite show, nobody's seen. It's the greatest show on television. It's called Gomorrah.
Oh, I've seen it.
It's an Italian.
That is
it's an Italian.
unbelievable.
It's an Italian drama about the Gomorrah gang in Naples.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. Brain, did it ever make you watch it?
And it's all in Italian.
It's funny.
Yeah.
You told me about it, and I never saw it. I actually made a note to watch it, and I never did.
You got to watch it. I'm jealous that you actually have not seen it.
That's how I feel
and have
about
the
it.
ability to watch it. You got to watch
Through.
it. Watch it with subtitles.
You have to.
You can't do the dub. Anytime you watch a foreign movie or foreign television, never do the dub.
Never do the dub.
No, always.
They always tell you, never do the dub.
Right.
Don't do the dub.
Exactly.
We're not doing the dub.
So I love the Peaky Blinders slot, and but Breaking Bad is the top 5.
What about this one? You don't seem like a fan of it, but maybe you'll shock me. Squid Games.
Dude? Well, the movie.
The movie.
I watched the movie was genius.
Go ahead. Talk to the brain. Talk to the brain.
Did you see the movie, Squid Games?
I saw the thing on. There was a show on Netflix.
Yeah.
So it was a movie.
On Netflix. He's right.
Yeah.
And then they had a reality show where they had the people competing in a game too, based off of the movie.
Right. It was a movie, right? Am I wrong? Or
it was a movie. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Was it a show? It was a.
Well, I
think it was a show.
It was a show.
It was a show with
It was a
episodes.
show. It was a Korean show.
Right.
And they would go to this place and they had to play like red light, green light.
Yeah, they find people down on their luck.
Yes.
And they say, hey.
What do I say? It wasn't a movie. It was a show.
It was a show. It's okay.
I watched the show. I watched it. I loved it. It was great.
Amazing.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking
here you
about?
go.
I'm thinking about. I got it wrong because they made a show out of this too. The movie called Parasite.
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
It's
Great
a Korean.
movie. They made a show out of it.
Yes, it's a Korean show. It's unbelievable. Parasite.
Now, here's what you do now. So then, if you were like Squid Games, we even got Squid Games.
Oh,
the
that's
casino
cool.
game.
Oh my god!
And you just buy the bonus. Do you ever buy a bonus? You ever done that?
I have no idea. I'm not.
You're not a slot guy.
No, I'm not.
I hear you going over all the games. I was watching over there. What's your best play of the week?
Well,
are you there yet?
Well, we're going through it. And the brain's the guy. Now
the brain is the guy.
All right.
That guy's
it's funny.
The guy
Maniac Malloy was telling me. Can you say this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
He hit a $90 parlay. Brain paid $21,000.
$90. Yeah, it was like a 12-leg parlay. The night they had the first Monday Night Football doubleheader, I took a bunch of different legs out of the Bengals Commanders game, and I paired that up. The Phillies were actually still playing. There was the Cubs. I took the Phillies money line. I threw in a money line over bet on Jags, Buffalo, and then a million different things. And the thing on the cake was, I asked my buddy Timmy, I said, Timmy, I need one. Just give me one leg. Something that happens tonight in these two football games. You know what he said?
What?
Jaden Daniels touchdown.
There you go.
That was it. He said, text me back. He said, I'll see you in Turks and Caicos.
Look at that.
And there we go. And it hit.
$21K.
Yeah, on a $90 bet.
That's funny because the brain does it for a living.
Yeah.
So he's not
the
a parlay.
best.
Right.
He's not a parlay guy.
He's not a parlay guy because
but they're
he's
but they're fun.
Right.
I think it's wonderful, and I mean that. It's like people play the lottery, right? Here's something you actually have some control. Supposed to go into the 7-Eleven saying here's 6 numbers or whatever. That's all luck.
Right.
You actually have control over it. So I think it's wonderful, and I mean that. I think it's a great thing.
I mean, there's just nothing worse though when you got somebody passing yards and then they're out of the game and the whole thing comes crumbling. I lost on the Puka Nacua getting thrown out this weekend. I had him. All he needed to do was have 4 catches. He was just a throw in, and they throw him out. Did you see him get ejected from the game?
Yeah.
Puka?
Yeah.
Lame.
Yeah, but did you guys see what happened with Tua's over-under?
No.
Oh, because of that play at the end of the game.
I swear 99% of the time I feel like I'm on the wrong side of these. I bet under 249.5. He was at 254. Last play of the game. He threw a pass like 6 yards downfield. They lateraled to Waddle. Waddle ran backwards 22 yards, got tackled. So Tua lost 21 yards on the pass play.
And you win.
And I won. I didn't even know I won until I got someone on Twitter. Someone sent it to me.
That's fabulous.
That's the Lazarus right there.
Really,
that's
man,
the Lazarus
incredible.
bet.
Listen, Maniac Malloy, we are live here at the Parx Casino, Street Road, Bensalem. Again, so easy to get to. Street Road exit off of 95, off the PA Turnpike. And I got to tell you, the Excite Center is one of the best things. We got all the slots, table games, and sportsbooks, ridiculous. The Excite Center, 1,500-seat venue with all kinds of great acts. Let me just run through them real quick. Pennsylvania's #1 casino, Parx Casino. Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains, February 8th.
I am the man.
Oh, he's got the bet.
In the box.
Do you know we do this every day?
No.
Yeah, we do it every day.
You love that song.
And I do. And Violation's great.
You're right on it.
Very good. January 24th, actor Richard Kind from Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's great. March 8th, magician Michael Carbonaro. He's apparently incredible. Ron White, I saw it. Do you really?
Oh, dude, he did the Carbonaro Effect. You never seen that show?
No.
The Carbonaro Effect.
That's the second time today.
What's the show?
It was called The Carbonara Effect. No joke. I probably watched 100 of them. And I'm not even joking. It was really. He's a great personality. And he would do these tricks that were phenomenal.
Get out. All right.
I'm into that.
I'm being honest. It's actually, I use the word.
I trust you. I try. I watch sports and like movies, TV.
Yeah.
Like
what I
that
watched,
sort of-
you know what I saw here, though, the other night?
Scripted
Sublime.
stuff. Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sublime.
That's
That's
fantastic.
Rocked your face off.
That's awesome, man.
Absolutely. My face flew off.
Yeah.
I was faceless going out of there.
You are
Melted. I got melted.
Yeah, I love it. Country star Lee Bryce, March 22nd. Coming up shortly, November 14th, Ezra Ray Hart, lead singers from Sugar Ray, better than Ezra, Tonic, joined together for an incredible night.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed.
Isn't Tonic? If you could only see. All right. That's good. That's good.
November 16th.
That's going to be lit.
Brett Michaels.
I'll be there. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know about that, but I'll be at the other one. 1045.
And by the way, enjoy dinner, drinks before the show, Liberty Bell Gastropub, Parks Grill Steakhouse, the Bamboo Noodle House. Do me a favor, one day when we're here, get us some Bamboo Noodle House and put it over
please.
there.
I got you.
All right?
Next week you're here?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And I want to show the people.
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
We talk
The
about it all the
ramen?
time. Yes.
The ramen?
Yes.
Oh, I love
And
ramen.
The ramen.
I do the hot. I'm a spicy. I
Spice
all the
me
hot
up.
Yeah, exactly.
Beam me up, Scotty.
ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino is how you win. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Maniac Malloy.
This is the adult playground right here. And I get to work here every day. Can you believe that?
I do. Listen, you're great at it.
I just, roll around, say
Yeah,
hello
it's
to
cool.
people, make sure everybody's in line doing what they're supposed to do, having
Well,
fun.
you got that personality, too. You're
Yeah.
perfect for it.
Yeah, the
You know what I
casino
mean?
life was made for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was made for the casino
I
life.
love it.
I don't know.
I
What
love
are you
it.
gonna
You
do?
were.
What
It was
are you gonna
perfect,
do?
man. He was showing me these games.
Yeah.
It's unreal. He was showing me the games. It
Yeah,
was great.
I like to buy the bonus though. So like how you're spinning and spinning and
Explain to
spinning
the
away.
Explain to the people the bonus.
So
all right?
what you're trying to do when you're playing slots. Now I love slots. So what I do is if I get a big win on a parlay, and I'm only like a parlay. I'm the opposite of the brain, unfortunately. I'm a big parlay guy.
Right.
So if I take big swings and sometimes I hit home runs. Well, if I get a home run, maybe
like
I got
Schwarber.
a couple $100 on. Yeah, I'm like Schwarber.
Yeah.
But probably worse. Who's worse than Schwarber though? Somebody got to. I'm more like Giambi's brother.
Yeah.
That's more me.
Jason Giambi.
Jason Giambi. No, so and then I take a little bit off the top, and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna put a couple $100 in a slot machine and hope you hit a bonus. Well, now instead of hoping, there's a few games out there nowadays where you just buy the bonus. Essentially, you're spinning, a one-time spin for like $100, 200. You want to get a little crazier. You can get as crazy as you want, but that automatically triggers the bonuses.
Wow.
So then that's where you get the thousands and thousands on the slots.
Wow.
But it's a risk. You watch.
Yeah.
We did one off.
He did
off
it,
air.
Brain. He did it. He did a thing. He was showing me online. He was showing me he bought the bonus for like $600, and he won like $650.
Yeah, not a good one. Not a good one. But they work out sometimes.
No, you didn't lose.
$50. Yeah, you didn't lose.
Right. No, it was fascinating. You get 10 swing, and it was the Peaky Blinders. So I was rooting for
You
Shelton.
were on the edge of your seat.
I was into it, man.
Wait till this next week because you do love. I know. I've heard you talk about it plenty of times.
Love Breaking Bad. I do. I love Breaking Bad.
I'm excited to try that one out.
I think Breaking Bad is great. I love it. I
just watched it for the third time, Anthony. Third time I watched it.
Wow. Did you really?
Now, what do you think of the
Third
movie?
time, because Victoria never watched it. I watched it for the third
I
time.
liked it. It was good.
El Camino?
Yes.
El Camino.
Yeah.
It was good.
I didn't see it.
No.
Nah.
Oh wow.
You loved the show. You didn't
I
watch
loved the
movie?
show. I didn't want to watch the movie.
Why?
I didn't know if it
You
was
had
gonna.
to.
I didn't know if it was gonna muck it up.
You had to watch the movie. If you like the show, you got to watch the movie.
I feel like I'm missing out on. I don't know your take on Saul though. Better?
I just watched it.
Did
I
you?
liked it.
It's a great show, Better
Yeah, I
Call
never
Saul.
watched
It's a
it.
great
I
show.
did.
Now they need a casino game. That's all they need
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's-
I like it. I like it. My brother, you're the best, Maniac Malloy.
Hey, Ant, keep doing a great job,
Thanks,
cuz you're the
pal.
man.
You're the
Thanks
man.
for having me on.
He's
Doing a great job. Noodles and Breaking Bad next week.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
All right. That's a deal.
Hold you to it.
Done,
All right.
man.
Love that.
I love that.
Put it on the tab.
I love it, man. Maniac Boy, he's one of these great people, and he's fun. You got to follow him. He's a great He's a great follow here at the Bet Parx and Parx Casino. Let's get back to it, my friend. Niners, Buccaneers. This has got fireworks lit up. It's 51 is the total. I like the over in that game.
You know, Anthony, yeah, listen, I'm expecting McCaffrey back. I think McCaffrey, I believe, from what I understand, will be playing. Like, I got to tell you something, Anthony. Baker Mayfield, I'm really impressed with just how well this guy has played. Again, you take away his receiver.
Dude,
Jalen Hurts should take away his receivers.
Really well. He's played really well. You take away, again, Evans and Godwin. Hey, it's so impressive.
It really is, Anthony. Again, you take away from Jalen Hurts, you took away A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. He looked like me out there, right? Baker Mayfield.
If you take A.J. away from it, Jalen, and he still got Barkley.
Yeah, I was just incredibly impressed with him. Again, this guy, I give the guy like just a ton of credit and how he's reinvented his career. In terms of the game itself, Anthony, looking at the line right now, we're looking at a line of around, it looks like it's around 6 points for the Niners. Actually right now at Parx, it's 5.5. Like, it's a tough one for me because Niners off a bye, right? Niners off a bye. And then you look at a Tampa Bay team that doesn't seemingly have a ton of talent with the injuries. This is a tough game for me. Again, I like this game a lot better.
I'll give you, my play would be over Niners team total.
Yeah,
the Buccaneers
defense isn't good.
The Buccaneers defense is wretched. And I do think the Tampa Bay scores, which is why I like the over, but I really like the Niners team total because if I'm looking at this stuff, I just give you stuff that I would attack. Like when I look at certain units, that's how I break a game down. And I look at the Niners off a bye with Shanahan. He could name their score.
Yeah,
it's like
you're right.
Like
that's what Shanahan does.
Night.
He's one of the prepared coaches, Anthony. You're right. He's a prepared coach that gets stuff done, and I totally see that. And again, San Francisco's still going to have Deebo Samuel, and if McCaffrey plays, again, that's
Kittle has a monster. Kittle has a monster.
Kittle's been incredible. Yeah, and listen, again, only way I can look, Anthony, I agree with you, is the Niners side, and I do agree that San Francisco offensively certainly should have success.
Chargers, there's only 3 4 games this week, including the crown jewel, which would have been the crown jewel if not for the opponent. Titans and Chargers. Chargers 7.5 against the Titans. You just saw them. This Chargers, Harbaugh's such a great coach, man. He just is so good.
Amazing.
Right? He's just a great coach.
And I got to tell you something, and I always enjoy talking about this stuff with you because, again, I think you're so intelligent in how you see it. And when you look at these great coaches, right, like Peyton, like Harbaugh, like Andy Reid, and I apologize for just doing this, but none of them do the childish stuff that Nick Sirianni does.
Right.
And that's the word none of them chase points. None of them treat points like they're cancer. And it's just amazing to me. You're like, okay, let me not learn. I don't like people who have an ego, right? And to me, I always like, if I could learn from you, Anthony, I can learn from your son. If I could learn from anyone in the world to become a better sports example, I'll take their information and be grateful.
Sure.
And I feel like Nick has it so much in his head that he's just right and we're wrong and we just don't know what we're just the idiots who don't get it. And these best coaches in the world are literally saying that he's just doing it wrong.
I know. Anyway, I don't understand. You know what's amazing is that he got a lot of media support. A lot of the younger football writers.
Was it Bo you have on the show?
Zach.
And I'm like, jeez, man,
I know. I get nuts. And I love Z Berm.
And start yelling at him.
I know. I love Zach. But they all see the game like it's a Madden game, like new age. And all this. It's nonsense. The truth of the matter is, like we just talked about, Reed, Harbaugh. Look at those guys and how they play. Shanahan kicks field goals. All right, you don't see Shanahan going wonky for 2, right? Like they coach it the right way.
Anthony, again, you're just factually right, and again, and it's just it frustrates me again because listen, even though I'm a sports gamer, I've always been a Philly guy, always been an Eagle guy,
of course,
and I love it when the team here does well, and when the city can get behind something, and I just don't like seeing reckless things, and again, as I said, this is a multi-billion-dollar sport. I don't understand how they allow things like that to happen under.
No, I got you. I got you. Who's looking at that game, the Chargers-Titans?
Well, and again, we talk about what the great thing about Parx. You don't have to just bet a game. You can bet teasers. I like the Chargers and teasers. Anthony, I like teasing them down to 1.5.
And the Chiefs.
With the Chiefs. I would be very surprised if any of those teams lose. Titans, again, the game could be close. It could be mucky. It could be a lower scoring, ugly game. But the Chargers should find a way to win that game, Anthony. And if I'm laying 1.5, I can get out of Dodge and have them win by double digits.
Yeah, I agree. How about Arizona and the Jets? I like Arizona in this game.
And this is a tough game for me. The Jets have been a team that has hurt me a lot this year. God, excuse me, they really have. I had them against Houston. They finally won. I think this game for the Jets, Anthony, biggest game of the year. Look at the Jets' schedule if you have a chance, Anthony. Maybe I'll try to bring it up for you.
I'll do it right now. Go ahead.
Look at the Jets' schedule. If they get through this game, huge if. I believe the only other team they played that has a winning record is Buffalo. I could be wrong on that. I think
here you go. So they got at Arizona, then home Colts, home Seahawks, at Miami, at Jacksonville, home Rams, at Bills, home Dolphins.
I'll say it again. They can get this game in their belts, which is a huge if. I'm acknowledging that. I'm not going to say they're going to run the table, but I actually think this is the team that could. I know I could really make a legitimate run if they can.
I disagree. I don't say it. I don't say it. Listen. I think the Colts can give them a sweat. I think Seattle could give them a sweat. I think the Dolphins and Tua can give them a sweat. They'll kill Jacksonville. I think the Rams can give them a sweat. Yeah. They'll lose to Buffalo.
For me, Anthony, listen. Again, lean here, Arizona, just because to me the spread does not deserve to be what it is, in my opinion. I think the spread should be. I think Arizona should be favored. I didn't bet the game, maybe because again I'm still holding out hope because of my Jets positions.
Okay. I was trying to figure out what your Jets love is. You got them preseason.
Again, and I always say again, and I switch. Listen, before the year I bet Buffalo's under. I then bet they're over. Right.
Yeah.
I bet Washington's under before the year. Quickly, I saw how good Daniel was. I bet they're over. I'm not a stubborn guy.
No, you're not at all. Yeah.
And if you're a sports gambler, if you're stubborn, you're a losing sports gambler. But the Jets, Anthony, having watched I've watched every snap of this team. That's not an exaggeration. I have not missed one. And I will tell you, while they have horribly disappointed, they factually, they lost 3 games because of their kicker. And if they're sitting at 6-3 as opposed to 3-6, they did, Anthony. I'm telling you, I saw you. They lost 3 games.
You know what the best is? You know what the greatest is? So I can't see you, right? I'm just looking into a camera. You see me. So you see, see the faces. And it's funny. And I'm just, you know what it is? I just think I hate them. I hate them. I think they were lucky last week against the Texans. If the Texans had any kind of health, they'd lose. I don't like, any of this stuff. I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, look, I love the running game. Like, in theory, the Jets should work, right? Like, in theory, you look at where they're at, and I go, all right, well, I like their running backs. I love Garrett Wilson. I mean, the catch he made the other night was unbelievable.
That was maybe the best catch ever.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. Better than Odell's, right? You got what's his name now, Devontae Adams, right? So you got him. Their defense isn't as good as it should be.
Defense, yeah.
And you know what the real problem with the Jets is? I'll tell you. Their line blows. Their offensive line stinks. And
Smith.
And I can't. And that's their problem. Like, Rodgers needs a line in front of him. Like, if he's got the Colts line's good. If he's got a line in front of him that will protect, he can play, right? He can still play.
That's very fair.
And I guess that's what I don't like about the Jets and why I wouldn't trust them.
Very fair. And again, when I watch the Bears and the Jets, those are the two teams I'm like, wow, their offensive lines are just brutal. And I think that's very fair. Listen, everything I said, though, I still think this team, I don't know, call me, and I'm not stubborn. That's the funny. And I know you're not. And I'm not someone who is stubborn. I still think this team has a chance. Call me nuts, call me whatever. I still think they could even go 9-8, which sounds, I know, ridiculous, and I own it.
I mean, listen, Rodgers will play. It is what it is.
Arizona. Not a game I'm betting. But I do lean Arizona.
All right, the Birds and it's Dallas week. I can't believe it's Dallas week, and I'm looking ahead to Washington.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean, it's unbelievable. But Cooper Rush, I don't know. I mean, they're a 7-point favorite. The total's 42. I mean, I don't know. How did the Eagles not put up 42? Dallas defense is trash.
Yeah, it's interesting. The line, it's funny. The line actually was 7.5, and I leaned Dallas for sure at 7.5. I thought the line should have been 7. Now, Anthony, it's interesting. The line's been bet up to 43. I bet over 41. That was my favorite bet in this game. I bet it at 41. Now up to 43. I thought this total should have been 43.5. That's what I made it in my numbers, and it's since gone up a few points. I think that both teams, Anthony, will score. Again, Eagles against a bad Dallas defense, they clearly should score. Why should they not score against this Dallas defense? And listen, I'm not saying Cooper Rush is good. I'm certainly not. But I think that they still, I don't think this Eagles defense is like great. I certainly think they're like, okay. But I think that Dallas can score 20 points. I do. I think this game is going to be played, upper 40s to maybe even low 50s. I think.
Yeah, I love the over too. I like the over too. I can see Dallas scored a couple raggy touchdowns. I could see that. I will say this: the Eagles. I hear what you're saying about the Eagles defense. I'll tell you that I am in love with their secondary. I love those kids. I think they're kids. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell is unbelievable. He's a great player. I love Mitchell. I love DeJean. I think they've made that.
Who do you like? I think DeJean's better of the two.
No.
You don't think so?
They're different. They're different players. So here's why they're different. Mitchell is an outside corner that is a shutdown type of corner. They only threw to his side 6 times last week because he's that good. They're different players. Cooper is a perfect slot corner who could play safety and who can get up and make a tackle and make a play physically.
You think this can be Lito Shepherd, Sheldon Brown?
Yeah, better.
Right, but like that was
I think they're better. I think they could be better than Troy Vincent and Bobby Taylor.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Look, it seems like Howie did a great job with those picks, Anthony. I agree with you 100%. And I give him credit. Traded up for DeJean. And again, when there's a guy you really want, you got to give.
I love that kid, man. I love those two. Look, and Zach Blount's playing well now. We'll see.
Yes, he really has.
We'll see. Again, Cooper Rush. I don't know if it's. I was looking forward to seeing them play a decent offense, and when Prescott's there and CeeDee Lamb, they're still a decent at home.
For sure.
I was looking forward to seeing. I would have learned a lot about them because I like them. They need help along the front, like we talked about that. You're still going to get pressure from the front.
100%.
All right, Sunday night, Lions-Texans. How do you not like Detroit?
Well, Anthony, to me, I'll tell you what this game comes down to for me. If Nico Collins plays
Yes.
the
Yes.
game, I have no interest in betting.
I got you. I
Because
agree.
I think Nico Collins
He means that much
is
to CJ. Yeah.
incredible amounts to CJ, and if he plays, I think it's
And their line, I got to look at their health on their line because they couldn't protect him last week.
No, he got sacked 8 times.
I know.
He got sacked 8
And that's
times.
why they lost. If they're healthy, look, when they're healthy, they're good. But
100%.
you take away both receivers, you take your offensive line away. It's tough.
As good as the Lions are, and I have them rated as I think they're the best team right now in the NFC. But as good as they are, Anthony, one thing they have not been able to do, they really have not rushed the passer since the amazing Aiden Hutchinson.
And that's why he gets Darius. Yeah.
Ever since he went down, they only have, I think, in the last 3 games, they have 1 sack. So and Aiden Hutchinson had 8 sacks in 5 games.
Yeah.
So that's a horrible loss. So they did bring in Zadarius Smith, but that kept him to heaven. I don't know. We'll see. But if what's his name does not play, Nico Collins, another great Michigan player. If Nico Collins does not play, Anthony, only way I can look is the Detroit side. But if Nico Collins plays, Anthony, at 3.5, I actually think the Texans can keep this one close. But I don't think he's going to play as of now.
I would agree. I agree with that assessment.
Yeah, he's still not practicing.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. I do. The Monday night game, very interesting. The Monday night game, and I'm curious to see where you're at because it's Rams Dolphins, and I'm on the way you are with the Jets. I'm kind of like that with the Rams. I think the Rams can get better and make a run.
Well, it's funny, Anthony. I think I bet 17 NFL over-unders before the year, and through what week are we now? Week 9, 10. Through 6 weeks, more or less all of them. Washington was a dud, but I got out of it. Mostly all of them looked good, except I had the Rams over 8.5 wins, and I'm like, oh man, this isn't going to end well for me. But now they're at 4-4, and the over/under's back to 8.5 again. Look, it's funny. Stafford's phenomenal. Getting the 2 stud receivers back with the dominant running back, with the really good coach. The rookie defensive lineman is really good from Florida State. This is a good team. Again, now, the line is, Anthony, it's interesting. It's down to 1, which I think it's too low. I thought the Rams would be – I didn't think it would quite hit 3, but I thought if you told me they were going to be closer to 1 or 3, I would have said 3. Because I think the Rams are better than Miami, quite frankly, and they're at home. I think it's a game they want to lay 1 point. Again, I'll take my chances with the Rams.
I agree. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. All right, we got about 2-3 minutes, so let's kind of run through the college stuff. Miami's 11.5 at Georgia Tech. Miami, the best of a bad conference. I think it's a lot of points on the road.
To me, it comes down, Anthony, 100% if Haynes King plays. If he plays, I always tell you I've been waiting to pick on certain teams. I'm waiting for that spot. Yeah. Miami stinks. I mean, I should say they stink. That's not good.
I agree, dude. I'm with you, man. I think the same thing.
They are a paper tiger. They are going to absolutely. That's just a team that's just going to. This is the 11th commandment. I know I'm right on this one. They're just now the quarterback's tremendous, Ward. But this team's defense stinks.
Yes.
This is a team that, in my opinion, is not going to be a threat in the college football playoffs.
Yes.
I do not like this team. And I think Georgia Tech, if King is healthy,
yes,
I wouldn't even be shocked if they win the game.
Yeah, I saw 11.5. I was like, wow.
I need King to be healthy, though.
Yeah, agreed. The backup stinks. I agree.
Yeah.
This is a great game, man. There's some really interesting games on Saturday. I can't wait for it. Ole Miss and Georgia. Georgia now goes to Ole Miss. Now, this is it. Ole Miss, the whole thing, they raid the NIL, the portal, they spend all that NIL money. Now you got to go up against Georgia. Georgia's 2.5-point favorite. I don't believe in Ole Miss. I think that they're a fugazi, so I would go Georgia. But
we're going to go out.
It's a spot. It's a spot for Ole Miss, so it's better if you believe in them. So obviously you believe in them.
Yeah, and it's funny, Anthony, and I'm being fair about it. Uh, Not as bad, Anthony, not as bad as our old friend James Franklin, but Lane Kiffin never seems to win a big game here either. Okay?
Never.
Every time he goes up against one of these big boys, I don't think he's ever beaten one. I could be wrong. I don't think he's ever really beaten a top team. Now, here's what I'm going to say is, and I'm going to tell you this, the more I watch him, the more I evaluate him, and I'm curious to see where he's going to get drafted. I don't think he's a first-round pick. I'm nuts.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Look, he's obviously a good college quarterback. He's a good college quarterback, but the more I've watched,
Yeah, I agree with you.
my opinion on him. And again, I always say, you choose to be consistent or you choose to be right.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's a stud. He's going to be great.
You're right.
I'm like, I don't know how good he really is.
Agreed.
And I think that this is a spot where Georgia's another team. Again, there's so much parity in college football, but I don't think Georgia's that great.
I don't either. But Ole Miss it's an Ole Miss line. The only problem is every time they play, they come up weak. So that's the only reason why.
It's the James.
I agree. I agree.
If the line goes to 3, Anthony, and right now it's 2.5 laying juice, maybe I'll just buy it to 3. I think it's going to be a close game.
No, it should be. It should be. Michigan, Indiana. This is not Indiana basketball from 1987. Indiana's a 14-point favorite against Michigan.
Anthony,
14,
you know what?
Indiana.
It's 14 now. 14 and a half.
Wow.
14 and a half.
Wow.
And let me tell you something. I mean, it's
warranted. Yeah, it is.
Anthony, they've covered 8 straight games. But listen to this. This is the crazy part. 8 straight games is that alone is ridiculous. They've covered the 8 straight games by an average spread of 19 points. So
wow,
think about that.
I know.
The spread by 19 points.
They beat my Huskers 56-7. They crushed Washington. They beat Michigan State last week 47-10. They just put up 40, 50. They just put up points. And the coach, I love the coach. The coach has got balls like basketballs. That dude, man, he's the greatest. And he's like, we're good. I'm telling you we're good. And I'm with you. I think they blow the doors off of Michigan.
Where did he coach before? Was he at James Madison?
Yes.
Is that where he was at?
I want to say yes. I'm 95% sure.
I'm not sure. Anthony, I agree with you. The job he has done, and listen, it's one thing, Anthony, to go into like a Georgia or an Alabama and succeed right away, right? Which not even saying that's easy, but to go to an Indiana.
Yes, he was at James Madison. Kurt Signetti.
To go to an Indiana and put up now again.
He's
remember Michael Penix there for a while, but to put up the success he's put up.
I know, dude. I know they're a great story, man.
It's an amazing story.
I can't wait till they play Ohio State.
I can't wait. I can't wait. No, Ohio State. Look, that was Penn State, Anthony.
I know.
But
you run those three halfback dives in a row, dude.
He's done a great job in the sense that he's made him a really good program again. They go 10-2, 9-3 every year. Yeah. But there gets to the point.
How do you not put the ball in Warren's hands? Third down, you have to do it. What the freak? You ran 3 straight quarterback dives. Oh, my God.
He's a coach to me that organizationally has done a really good job, but actually in terms of just coaching the actual game and winning, and actually making those savant, that's where I don't think he's done it. But he's obviously done a good job culture-wise because Penn State, has become a good program again, which they weren't for a number of years till he got there. So I give him credit for that. But in this Indiana game, man, the only way I can look is Indiana. Not a game I'm betting, especially at 14.5. But I mean, this team again, they're good.
They're nasty, man. They're nasty. My favorite game of the night. Under the lights, Baton Rouge, LSU, Bama. I love LSU the game.
Yeah, what a great game. I mean, what a great,
brings us back to early 2000s when it was they were the greatest games.
The best,
the SEC championship game, and all those Bryant Denny and Baton Rouge, and this is under the lights. It's going to be nasty.
The line's 3, Anthony, and I don't understand why Alabama's favored by 3.
I don't know. To me, it screams LSU.
I had this line at a pick. Okay, so I was off 3 points here.
Yeah.
Again, what has Alabama really done, if you're being objective?
I agree.
To be a 3-point favorite here, other than the fact the name and the jerseys, is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. 6-2, 6-2. They're going. There's no way Bama's going to lose three games, and the issue is, this is exactly DeBoer is not Saban. Saban, they don't make mistakes under Saban the way they've done this year, and they're not. To me, they're not ready with this coach, and I like the coach. So I'm not saying but they're not ready to go into Baton Rouge on a Saturday night and win.
Well, Anthony, I look at it like this: they've played, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd call it 4 real games on their schedule. Okay, I'm South Florida, no. Wisconsin stinks. Kentucky stinks. Missouri, right, is horrible. So they played 4 real games. Okay, the Georgia game, obviously a great game at home, which they won. Okay, Vanderbilt game, they got legitimately outplayed and they lost on the road. South Carolina, they got outplayed. They got a lucky win by 2 at home. Tennessee, they get outplayed and they lose on the road. What have they done to be a 3-point favorite?
Dude, I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I'm with you. All right, we gotta get going. Anything on the BYU Utah's a great game. Battle of the Utah.
You know, it's funny, Anthony. Again, we talked about this game, and I like BYU here. I really, really do.
Yeah.
Like, to me, they've been good all year. Utah's been bad. I mean, there gets to be a point, kind of like, it's probably the way you view the Jacksonville, Minnesota game, similar spreads. You think one team's good, the other team stinks.
Exactly.
What BYU just keeps beating everyone, and at some point you're going to have to say they're good.
Yes.
You're going to have to admit they're good, and Utah's been awful.
Yeah, Utah. Yeah, I agree. I think you're spot on. Anything else you like that we didn't cover?
No, I think we basically got it, my friend.
Okay, I like it. The other, there was one other one. Dude, Penn State, by the way, is going to have a letdown. I don't see how you don't have a letdown. I know it's a whiteout, so that'll help things, but I don't know how you gear it back up. And then Boise rolls. Missouri's live against Oklahoma.
Well, the thing about that is, I don't know if Cook's going to play, Anthony, and I will tell you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a get here. Have you watched what's his name? Drew Pine play?
Yes.
If you have,
yes.
If you have, trust me, you wouldn't bet Missouri's money with your biggest enemy in the world.
Yes.
If you watch that kid play.
Yes.
He's
the
worst
wretched
quarterback I think I've seen this year. So I need to know he's playing.
Yeah. I'm taking it that he's playing. It's a huge game. It's a huge game. It's their Saturday night game. It's the Big 12 monster. It's Oklahoma. I'm assuming he's playing. But you're right. Pine is awful. I mean,
he's
Graham Mertz bad.
No, he makes Graham Mertz look like freaking Peyton Manning.
You were Graham Mertz from 2 years ago.
He's the worst
or 3 years ago.
This year.
I'm with you.
He's the worst.
My brother, great stuff. We're live here at at Parx Casino, Street Road, Ben Salem. Always fun, man. We could do it all night. All right, great stuff. Great football. We love you, Brain. Thanks to Andrew Frazier, who does a great job as always. Everybody have a great night. Good luck this weekend. Thanks for hanging. We'll see you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.